Hello. So this is a drawing for December 22nd, and there are 5 cards drawn from the Sacred Paths deck, and this poll is just designed to get us kind of in the proper flow, like be able to pay attention to things that are going to benefit us most right now. So the first card that was drawn is the Hour of Power. And the Hour of Power focuses on what is the most beneficial time of day for each person. So some people are morning people. Some people get up at 7 a.m., totally rock it, and some of us are looking at them like, oh man, I'm not productive. This is me. I'm speaking from personal experience, where I'm like, oh, I'm not productive, I'm not getting up at 7 a.m. and working out and immediately going to work and doing all this, and maybe having like some self-judgment there. But what this card says is that each person has their own unique time where they're most active, where they're most creative, and where they have the most potential that they can use. For me, lately, it's been like 3 a.m. And maybe some of you feel the same way, where it's like that time of night where it's just super quiet and I just feel that I can focus and, maybe not have like all of the energy of everybody around, just like hustle bustle and having that feeling and kind of like that being in my field. So this is kind of saying like, okay, like honor where you're at. And if you're a 3 a.m. person, awesome. If you're a 7 a.m. person, awesome. But just like really, I think now in general is the time to like pay attention to what feels correct to you and what feels right to you. And it's like getting out of the habit of doing stuff just because we think we should be doing it. So, Hour of Power. Focus on your prime time. Okay, next is Great Smoking Mirror. And this has all to do with the reflections that we see of ourselves through others. So other people truly are the best reflection for ourselves. It's like the best way that we're shown who we are. It's the best way that we're shown what our challenges and our struggles are, and like what we need to work on and what's difficult for us and where we get triggered. So recently I was around this person that just like constantly triggered me, and I was like, wow, like this is amazing, because it had really been a long time since I was around somebody who triggered me. I generally surround myself with just like, great, easy, fun, good people. And this person was really just like, yeah, pushing every button, but it was such a good experience, because it's like I got to see how, like kind of like where I show up and where, what is still left under the surface to work on. And, if we're just always at peace, kind of like no matter what, and no matter what anybody said to us, then we wouldn't really have anything to, work on. So this kind of just shows us like, what do we have to work on, and what do we have, where are we missing being peaceful? So yeah, just really looking at like who's around us and how they make us feel, and showing the sides of us that we can still elevate. And another thing that we get out of being around people who are really different from us is that we get to see who we are. So if there's a person that just maybe they just rub us the wrong way, or just we don't really like it, like we don't like being around them, maybe it shows us like the opposite qualities in ourselves. So maybe we really start to now honor these different parts of ourselves that we maybe weren't even aware of. Next, okay, Sacred Space. And so this is really that every creature deserves sacred space. you know, if, you know, people's belongings, people's rooms, people's physical spaces, people's, probably like people's emotional spaces too. But if somebody comes into your house and, you know, starts breaking all your stuff, we get really mad. And what this card is saying is that maybe we get mad because we didn't put up the proper boundaries. So yesterday we drew the armadillo card, and that too talks about putting up boundaries, saying, okay, what's good for me, what's not good for me. And so this is like, yeah, let's tune into our sacred space, what feels good to us, what feels right to us, and really like inviting those people into your life that honor that and that listen to you, and seeing where maybe the people in your life that don't so much. So it's like discernment. Okay, next is stone people, and this was talking about basically like the power of stones in so many ways. So for one, it's like, okay, crystals, you know, crystals have, they're part of the earth. So, you know, even if we live in the city, if we just hold a stone or hold a crystal, and especially if we're feeling maybe like overwhelmed, or we're feeling stressed, or we're feeling disconnected from nature, if we just like sit with it and hold it and just breathe with it, that it has the, I mean, that action really can like just bring us back down, bring us back in, and ground us. Two, it talks about how each crystal has a different like power essentially, and so maybe it's like if we're drawn to different stones, like maybe I'm really drawn to malachite, so it's like, okay, malachite has something specific to teach me. Maybe you are really drawn to selenite, so selenite has something specific to teach you, and this can be looked at in you know, looking up crystal meanings. I mean, if you go into a crystal shop, or you're at home and or at a friend's house or whatever, and you see a crystal that just really like bing, then it's like, huh, okay, what significance does that hold for me? What does that have to teach me? Even if it's just purely symbolic, you know, which for some people it totally is just purely symbolic, then it's like we attract what we want to learn. So yeah, this is talking about, so it's talking about records, and how the whole world is made up of basically rocks, minerals, and it carries the lessons from the past, and it carries like the whole record of our whole the planet's whole existence. So it also is talking about how things may come more clear in this near future, that things are going to start to be revealed, or maybe things from your early life are going to come together, maybe dots are going to connect in new ways to bring some luminosity. So last is coral, and coral, this is like just so good, and something that's been coming up a lot lately is nurturing ourselves. I think as we're getting ready to move into this new phase, getting ready to move into 2021, and you know, 2020 kind of being this year of like things being revealed, and you know, structures that aren't working are kind of like crumbling, and so 2021, it's just going to be like this whole new, complete, fresh phase, a lot of like new creative ideas coming through. So nurturing, like really kind of getting out of the, oh, I'm going to be strong and I'm going to do it, and being in this like total masculine energy, and really tapping into our bodies and our emotional bodies, and being like, what do we need? what feels good, what maybe there's like something that's going on in us that doesn't feel good. And so now it's like the time to really look at that and ask ourselves what we need. Yeah, I mean, just like a personal experience, I've like just been trying to kind of like tap into calming my body, like, you know, not feeling so like, oh, you know, I need to do this, like, and it just stems from all these beliefs. Oh, I need to do this, and I need to accomplish this, and so now it's just like such a time of like tuning into the body and doing what feels good, connecting with the earth, going and like sitting in the grass, walking barefoot, sitting on a rock, being in the sun, and being held by Mother Earth, because we're always connected to her. So I hope that this has offered some good stuff moving forward. It's offered some good juice for you, and if you have any questions or comments, please do share. Okay, thank you.